fit? How it's hanging down like that? Look. When it's hanging down like that, it's not fit. The fit is closed, okay? Yes. When you see the flag, the fit is closed. Pull. Don't forget to take it out. Two laps. Get a flying lap and a good lap. That's it. You warm up your tires on the first lap, and then your second lap you're gonna go full force, okay?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Skogey here, back with a brand new video for you all today here on Steezy Racing. This is the first 100-lap endurance race that I have taken place in here from December 6th, 2022. It's a little late. I realized that I'm posting this, but I got super sick after this, and obviously Christmas, and then I got sick again, and it's just been really tough to sit up and try to commentate a 30-minute video, probably longer than that. But here it is. This is qualifying. We're doing kind of like a NASCAR type qualifying, where it's one warm-up lap and then one hot lap, and that one lap is what sets your qualifying position for the main heat. I ended up starting last, unfortunately, which ended up really biting me in the ass, and you'll see why at some point. But just heating up my tires here, trying to get a decent lap. I think one lap qualifying probably suits me better than most of the other racers here. They all have a lot more experience than I do, and I think I've got a better chance getting lucky on one lap and them not having a good lap than actually trying to compete with them over a long course of qualifying, especially at this point. I've put a few more races under my belt now, but during this race, I was really no match for the people I was racing against. So that was my strategy. I tried to get a double boost in rather than do the boost at the port of the track that I normally do it at. So I used the boost going into the first turn, and I knew I would have it coming out of this turn here. I got it a little bit later than I had hoped for, so I ended up waiting and just using it at the end of the lap. But I had this guy here who was already done with his qualifying lap, just kind of cruising around, ended up blocking my entry, which really sucked, which definitely took a couple tenths off my essence, but it didn't matter too much. Like I said, I really wasn't much of a match for the people I was racing anyway. But don't get me wrong, I was a little bit upset that I got taken out of it. And then he stopped the karts here to figure out the grid lineup. So I sat here for a minute, and then eventually he put me back up to speed 2, and I made a very slow lap around, so I have it sped up here. But I missed an opportunity here. I should have been pushing my tires hard and swimming around and messing with that instead of what I did, because I let my tires cool down way more than I should have. I did a little bit of heating right there, but not nearly as much as I should have. But I ended up qualifying here in, 6th out of 7. So this was a team race, so there were 2 or 3 good drivers on each team, and so there wasn't very many karts on track. And me and my brother were teammates, so he wasn't in this race, or he wasn't in the race at the same time I was. Here's the drop of the green flag. So pretty much everybody except this guy behind me, who qualified behind me, who didn't really end up challenging me at all during the race, was much higher skill level than I was. And it's definitely kind of frustrating, because I was hardly fast enough to keep up to learn. And that's all I'm here for, right? I want to follow their lines, figure out what they're doing, and try to get better at it. And I wasn't even fast enough to do that. The big thing that I learned during this race was that I need to be opening up my corners on the S's way more. And I'm getting a little bit better at that, but still honestly not that great. I'm getting better at the idea of opening up my corners. I'm remembering to every time now, I'll say, but I miss my apexes still quite a bit, because I'm not used to that style of driving. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep up here. I want to give a good kart back to my brother, or a good spot back to my brother. This is cool. We have this angle from one of the other guys in the high-speed club there. That was me going by in the purple. I tend to wear purple a lot, and I didn't realize that, but I do. Shout out to Alba Motorsports. I'll link him down below. He's one of the best drivers here at R1 for sure, and I could learn a lot from him, but he got a really nice camera angle of all of us there. But yeah, this was just me trying my best to keep up, learn what I can, like I said, and I want to give my brother a decent car. I know I'm going to go for about 22 laps, something like that, at least 22 laps, because this is, like I said, a 100-lap endurance race. At some point I got to pull off and switch carts. I figured it made sense to do it just about every 25, depending on how we're feeling. I don't remember exactly when I did it, but it was just, I knew going into this that we were going to lose, right? We were a second and a half slower than the times of the other guys on track. It was no question that we weren't going to do great. It was just kind of like, let's get the experience, see if we can try to stay on the lead lap. We didn't stay on the lead lap, but see how many laps down we can stay, or keep, I mean to say. And overall, it was a really good learning experience. Just putting down laps is how you learn this stuff, and 100 laps plus a warm-up plus everything else that we did, we put down a ton of laps that day, and I feel like I learned a lot and got a lot better this day. One thing that's kind of unfortunate about having the 100-lap race and having teammates is that we can't really see our lap times as easily. It doesn't connect to our account on here. I probably could have gotten them if I went on the computer and really tried to poke around that day, but there's a bunch of people there wanting to see them and everything's busy. I didn't want to bother with that then, and I didn't think of it while it was still racing, even if I had done it the next time I was at work or something. But I forgot, and I don't know if it's even possible that many days later at that point, but either way, I couldn't get my specific lap times. I do know I hit my best lap time in this race. I think it was 36.652 or 659, something like that. I know it was 36.6 for sure, but I hit that somewhere in this first stint here. And actually I had a pretty unfortunate second stint, which I'll talk about that when we get there, but that was a pretty unfortunate turn. I didn't even notice there. But it's a little frustrating watching this back at this point, because I just recently did a 30-lap feature, and this kart that I'm in for this race is way better than the kart I was in, and I'm probably putting down similar laps, which I know if I had a kart that was working like the kart is in this video, I would be so much better than I was 2 nights ago when I went. But try to stay focused on what's going on, but it's kind of hard. Like I said, this was over a month ago. I need to stay on top of these videos more and try to get them out. And it's 100% my fault. I'm not keeping myself healthy, not putting my foot down doing this when it can be every time. So I'll get better. To be completely honest, I've been focusing on TikTok because TikTok has been doing pretty awesome lately. I just had my second video hit 2 million over there, and that's just nutty to me. I'm at 6,500 followers right now, almost 6,600, and I'm trying to get to that 10K mark so I can join the creator fund on there. So I've been making sure I stay very consistent over there. At least definitely go follow me at Steezy Racing on TikTok. But you do get most of that content here on Shorts as well, because I try to keep the videos over there under a minute so I can post them here too. But this is the only place you're ever going to get the full races like you see here, so I want to I want to, there's a special place in my heart for YouTube, even if it isn't doing as well. I've always wanted to be on YouTube. I've had a YouTube channel since I was like 10 or 11 or something like that. And so this is always going to be at the forefront of my mind in one way or another. Like, I think my videos on TikTok would probably do better if I filmed some of these go-karting things in portrait mode. But I would much rather have the full race here be in, wow, I'm blanking, landscape for the YouTube videos, because it looks so much nicer. That's just how it is. I mean, I don't know, maybe it would be better to split up some of the content, not put every single race here on YouTube, but I don't know. I mean, this is what I like. I have a couple ideas for, because for doing the portrait mode at some point, but not exactly. I don't know if that makes sense, but either way, you can see already in my entries here, I have started opening them up way wider. I've gotten way better through the S's in just this, 6-7 minutes that I've been on track. This is already about the amount of time that a normal race is, so my arms are definitely starting to get tired at this point, but this is an endurance race. I'm remembering, hey, you gotta stick it out, you gotta keep putting down good lap times, and this first stint is one of the most important, because I'm trying to stay on the lead lap all the way through. I don't think I've been lapped yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't been lapped yet, but that definitely does become a thing. The blue flag waves at me at some point here, because you can't be blocking people in this race. And even 100 laps in, it came down to a battle at the end, so I was definitely respectful when I was blocking people, but I wanted to try to give my little brother, like I said, the best position I could, and just not be in the way. Being in the way is scary. I don't want to be I don't want to be messing with the racers. I don't want to be making any enemies. So I still have about 10 laps left in my stint here. And I don't know, it's hard to fully understand what I need to do, because at this point I start getting worried about who's behind me, right? I think he's starting to come up on me, but it's kind of I don't know really the best way to handle this. I in theory know, in my head I know, but I don't have any experience trying to stay out of the way of the leaders, other than the warm-up that we just had, where really they pushed me out of the way. I've never had to move over cleanly for a blue flag before, because that's just not something I've ever worried about. So I was starting to get a little bit nervous. Like I said, focusing more on what was behind me rather than what was in front of me. I missed this corner a few times, and I gotta not come into that corner so hot. That's definitely something I gotta work on. Coming into the first two parts of the S is way too hot and sliding around. I see there is a kart change going on. That actually does count as a pass for position, although that team blew us out of the water, so it didn't really matter, because when it all came down to it, that they cycled ahead of us after our pit stop. But it did feel nice when I came to the pits, one more spot ahead of me what I thought I was. There's one person that I'm ahead of legitimately right now. The person that started behind me never got past me. I think they're actually already a lap down. So I'm, kind of considering this a W, making it almost 20 laps now. I can see the leaders coming up behind me. I know they're going to get me at some point, but it's just little small gains. I didn't know what to expect, but this kind of gave me a baseline for where I am, what I need to do better, and kind of like what I expected out of my next stint, what I expected out of my little brother. And there were no horrible mistakes even at this point. Like I was definitely worried about spinning out, trying to push too hard. I feel like I was pushing really hard. I wasn't being lazy about anything, but I managed to keep it all together, and I never spun out, so that was good. I might have like slipped up a little bit at some point, but I know I didn't like get in anybody's way or cause a caution. There were actually no cautions in this race now that I think about it, which is kind of wild. I mean, I guess that if somebody was having some kind of problem with their kart, they could roll into the pits and fix it that way. I don't know if that happened at some point, but normally over the course of a race so long, there would be a kart dying or something happening that causes the race to go to caution, or make somebody give up a spot or something like that. Because even just recently we did, like I said, the 30 lap race. I think there was 2 cautions during that. So that's pretty cool. I'm just realizing that as I'm commentating that we made it all the way through a 100 lap race with 0 pace laps, caution laps. And honestly, me or my brother would very likely be the cause of one of those things if we had them, just because we're slow, we're in the way. There's the worst speed differentials when we're going through the S's. We're a little bit of a liability learning out here. I don't think they'd like me very much at all if I wasn't working there, to be honest. But I've got about 3 more laps left in my stint here. My arms are honestly exhausted at this point. I'm ready to get out of the kart. I just need to stick it out these few laps so it's a nice even split. I didn't want to give him too many more laps than me. I didn't want to make him tired, obviously. But I started getting pushed around by a leader here. I didn't even realize he was there. But I was able to get out of the way before I even got blue flag. I hit my boost there. I really shouldn't have. I wanted to make sure I stuck with him, so like I said, I could try to learn, but it was just kind of a dumb idea because I didn't nail this corner as well as he did, and then he just drove away from me using his boost here. So I should have waited and just tried to hold my own without the boost while he was passing me, which would have been hard, but either way would have been better than what I ended up doing. I believe it's this lap now that he's by me. No, not this lap. Next lap. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's next lap. Since he was sneaking so far ahead of me, and I knew that there was more people coming behind me again, I decided that I just kind of wanted to get out of the way. I didn't want to be the one holding people up right now, and if I pit now, most of the leaders would go by and not be an issue for my little brother for a while. So that was my plan. Now it should be this lap here. Yes, I have my arm up in the air signaling to my little brother over on the fence there that he needs to go grab a seat insert and get ready to jump in a cart. I'm looking back there to make sure he caught my signal because he didn't jump and get running right when I did. I'm trying to see if he left, but I couldn't find him. I need to tell him to wear something brightly colored so I can find him next time, but it's clearly I'm worried about it. I looked over there 3 or 4 times during this lap, but I just gotta trust him. We've never done this before. Neither of us know exactly what's supposed to happen, but I slow it down a little bit, go wide coming into this corner so I can get down to a good pit speed, and I need to figure out exactly where I'm going. I kind of pulled in slower than I needed to. I should have gone a little bit quicker, and I didn't jump out of the cart fast enough. I was a little bit slow. I got my foot kind of caught a little bit, and then I saw the cart coming. I thought I was about to get hit, but I tagged my brother in, and I go to look at the scoreboard while he jumps in his cart. This is where I saw my lap. I actually did get 36.659. You can kind of barely see it. These TVs are really bad for cameras for some reason, but we're 5th out of 7 after the first stint. Like I said, there was the good kart that was past me, who pitted, and we had a spot there that we gained, and then there was the one spot on the other person. But then Brody did his stint, and I came back out. I think we're like 3 laps down at this point. I gave up 1 lap, I think. In the pit stop, we gave up the 3rd lap after he gave up 1 lap, so not great. And this kart, the seat was very sticky. I could not get it pushed back enough to be comfortable. You can see my knees are like way up in the air. I didn't fit. This kart's usually pretty good, but since I didn't have time to adjust it before I got in and started racing, I was just super duper uncomfortable. I knew as soon as I got in this kart that it was going to have to be a short stint, because I wasn't going to be able to keep it up very long with what this is. This kart was super fast. You can see there I had a ton of, I think I was oversteer actually. I don't know, I'm a little stupid, I'm not good at this, but I was drifting through that corner, nobody pushing me, and just, you know, this kart was a crazy amount of power. You see I'm trying to grab at the seat thing there, but I can't get a grip on it while I'm driving and still going fast. These karts, they're going probably 40 miles an hour on the straights and 45 with a boost. It's not easy to get a good grip on that there. I totally missed my entrance to the corner here because I was grabbing for it. I think that's when I decided to just like deal with it and try to do the best I could with what I had. It sucks ending up with not a good kart, and not all the karts are always good. I had a couple of races the other day, or like I said, or not like I said, I had a couple of races the other day though, and 2 of my karts out of the 3 that I was in were just not good. The karts kind of got beat up the other day because there was a big tournament that happened, and they were not very gentle with them. They haven't all gone through the repairs that they need to yet. They will soon, I'm sure, but yeah, not all the karts are always great. I started getting pushed from behind here, trying to stay out of their way. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to make any enemies. I couldn't find him there. I thought he went to my outside. Turns out he was on my inside. He's one of the rougher drivers. I don't remember exactly who this is right now, but he's always pushing me around a little bit. He did a good job of getting by me soon, though, not worrying about it. I think I'm actually getting challenged again here. I didn't think there was 2 people behind me, but I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. I don't know. It sucks that I took so long to record this. I absolutely hate that I did that, because I wanted to remember what was going on in every part of the race. But we'll see here, right? Do I got the... No, I don't have the blue flag waving at me. He's just holding it here. I guess it didn't happen yet. I really wish I remembered what was going on here. I had my hand like touching my helmet or something, and it got to the wheel super late here when I spun out. I didn't like get my corrective steering right. So I nosed into the wall, got out of the way, and then got back to it. Luckily they didn't slow down people on my account, so that wasn't an issue. I didn't slow down the race, didn't fuck anything up, but I did fuck up, and I really have no idea what I did to spin out there, why I was messing around with my helmet. But yeah, I guess you need 2 hands to drive. I'm still playing with something. I keep taking my hand off the wheel. I'm not sure if my arm's just tired and I'm trying to like sit it down for a break, or if I'm trying to do something, but like I didn't even use my boost going into that corner and I still lost it. So that was just, I don't know, that was kind of bad, but really solidified the fact that I wanted to stop this stint kind of early. You aren't allowed to go, I don't remember if it was 30 or 35. There was a limit on how many laps you could do at once, and actually during Brody's second stint, the final stint of the race, which I was stupid, I didn't get any video of his stints, which I really should have. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. But during the last stint, I believe, or maybe like towards the end of my stint here, one of the drivers stayed out too long and got penalized, which actually put us ahead of them. And then, of course, like I had said, there was the one driver that we beat legit. So, spoiler alert, we came up 5th out of 7. And I think I ended this stint 6th out of 7. So I guess it was during Brody's, because I'm remembering now. I look up at the scoreboard and it says we're in 6th out of 7 when I end my stint. But, yeah, I'm just exhausted at this point. I really shouldn't probably have done 2 warm-up races because I overdid my arms and I was gonna get like into my flow state probably during my second race. It was very likely a mistake to do 2 races and then the big race, but it's alright. I mean, I assume I probably learned more doing those races, and how much better was I really gonna do here? But I was definitely ready to be done by the time I was done, because I'm not used to this yet. I'm still excited. I think we're doing another 100 lap race next week, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know when that'll be on the channel, because I've got a ton of content to post before then. But I'm excited to race it, because even though I don't think I'm going to do a ton better, I mean, I think we ended this race 5 laps down, or 4 laps down, something like that. I'd love to, I think we can make up at least, or hold back one of those laps. We did a, wow, I keep saying this like in the most stupid way. We did a, and then slowly explaining the same race that I've told you about 6 times. I don't know why I'm so shit at this stuff. I've been, like I said, I've been doing YouTube for like 10 fucking years, and I'm still garbage at it. Hopefully I'll get better at that, but like I said, in our 30 lap race that we did the other day, we both stayed on the lead lap the entire race, so that should translate to staying on the lead lap for longer in this race, but maybe not. I don't know. I guess our pit stops were also bad, and having the other racers on a team rather than battling each other, they save more time and do better. I think we are definitely better off having more drivers on track, because when the people in front of us are battling, they're going a little bit slower. It's easier to try to catch them, battle with them, and get better, rather than like this portion of the race where I'm pretty much on my own. Do another little fucking spin out there and get, I think that might be clear, honestly. I'm so bad. I haven't figured out whose helmet's who and figured everything out yet, but I'm so uncomfortable. I think part of the problem with both my spin outs is I'm too close to the brakes because of where my seat is, and I'm like just giving it a little bit more brake than I'm meaning to and losing it. Not something I should use as an excuse. I mean, I know the kart's got this issue. I should be careful of it and try to plan for it, but you know, I'm still gonna tell y'all what's up. But it definitely is frustrating dealing with any sort of, you know, imperfection in a kart. Obviously, these are rental karts. They're not going to be perfect, but you always kind of wonder like what you would be doing if you had the best kart out there. I know I'd probably still be losing, but how much better would I do? Both of those spin outs actually delayed me like having to like give up my spot cleanly. I just, because I let them pass while I was wrecked, I didn't have to get blue flag. I'm looking for somebody there. I don't know if he's behind me here or not. course, I'm looking behind me, so if I did get blue flagged, I didn't see it. But he doesn't have it up right now, so I assume I'm good, and I keep my head down. I tried to do good in this corner, because like this corner is one of the ones that I assume I'm better at. Or not I assume I'm better at. I am more comfortable in. I'm better at it than, honestly, most of the rest of the track. I don't know if that flag was waving at me, but I am getting bumped around. He's all the way over there, so it's hard to tell. But I did let the guy by. He gives me a little thumbs up, waves at me. That's Bruce. He's cool. He's nice. He's also very, very good. And then I get pushed out of the way by the 6 kart again. The same guy I said was a little rough the first time, but it's cool. Definitely was a little salty at the time, but because I wanted to try to hang on them again. He pushed me hard enough that they were pretty far, but either way, watching them battle in front of me for the lead, it was the right thing to do for me to get out of the way. I think it happens again here. I think 3rd place is behind me now. I don't know if that was him showing it to me or waving it at me. He's like got it out. It's very confusing. It's hard to tell how he was doing it. I hate to talk shit, but I was just very confused, not having much experience when exactly he was waving the flag and when he just had it, because he had it under his armpit, like held out but not waving. I am honestly really easily confused, honestly. I went to Supercharge the other day, and she waved go with a red flag, and my brain broke for a second. I figured it out. There's the blue flag. That was him waving it at me. Let 3rd place go by there. And that was a really slow corner because of where I let him by. I probably should have just kept my speed through that corner and let him by in the next corner, and we both had more speed, but yeah, like I said, silly mistakes that I'll learn from and hopefully get better at. It's just, when I'm giving up that much time, like I said, I can't stick to them. And I don't know that we really get much of a slipstream on this track. Like, there might be a little bit of slipstream in the faster corners, but I really doubt there's much of one with the speed we're going. So I was just, it's not that I want to slipstream. It's literally just that I want to feel like I'm racing with somebody. And when they just drive away like that, like, it's not good for my learning, and it's not good for your confidence. Like, I feel like confidence is genuinely a huge part of racing. So I put my arm up. There's 29 or 28, I guess, laps left. So it was a little earlier than he was expecting, because I don't think he realized how uncomfortable I was in my kart. But I was ready to be done pretty much, just because it was very, very uncomfortable. Overall, wasn't a terrible stint for what I was working with, but I gotta be more consistent. Definitely gotta not spin out on my own. That's a problem. Spinning out on your own is not going to get you anything good. I couldn't tell where he was pointing at first. That was frustrating. I had to pull all the way up. But I hopped out, ran over, tagged Brody in for the final stint here. I should have ran faster, but I was tired. And then I ran to look at the board to see where I was. And yeah, like I said, I think we were 6th out of 7th, but we ended up finishing 5th out of 7th. I'll leave whatever stats I do have down in the description below, but I don't really know what I have. Not terrible, but hopefully we'll do better next time. Later, y'all.